pressure, no pressure.
Welcome back. We rejoined the party in the sewers of Orvis's little operation. Currently, Aurelia is back from her little endeavors, getting preparations for releasing Asher and Rowan and Marty, infiltrating the keep in disguise. How are the disguises looking right now?
They are looking super great. Briar is now blonde with like a little Stepford wife bob. And yeah, she's feeling super great.
You know, with that hair, and if was it blonde, that one? I saw you made a little Instagram post about voting. That's basically Kalandra, same hair. Like she's Kalandra.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, creature. What about Karan? What's Karan looking like?
Well, I mean, he doesn't look anything particularly striking. Obviously, he's wearing garments that I'd say fairly blatantly looks unfamiliar and a little, I don't know, uncomfortable wearing. He doesn't wear anything aside from the garments that he typically does, so this is pretty uncharacteristic of him.
Oh, so he just looks like really
he's kind of like pulling at the threads, like trying to adjust to get it to fit, but it's never going to work.
Yeah.
I would also think that like there'd be some foundation and Briar would have like changed his skin tone where it's visible. And a
Visible.
Little yeah. Just be like, oh, they're high waters. Okay, we need to stamp out your color. We need to make you more like flesh. Like, yeah.
Okay,
Get rid of
so
your head,
for a roll's sake, let's give this an advantage. I guess sleight of hand check.
Okay.
See how much this may benefit or hinder your next steps.
16 plus 4, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Looking, so to people that would know you, it would take them maybe a little bit to recognize you. If you stayed low key, you might not think anything of it. Upon careful inspection, they might be like, something familiar about you. Those that don't know you probably wouldn't think anything of it. You just did pretty well. As now Aurelia returns with the rest of your outfit and costume and disguise.
Here's the rest of what we need. I found out they plan to take them to the Red Chamber tonight.
What is the Red Chamber?
It's like an interrogation room, but instead of interrogating and getting the truth, they insert the truth into the minds of the people incarcerated.
So it's a torture chamber,
Yes.
basically.
Okay.
Ash, David's like, so take your time, sweeties.
She's gonna grab, oh wait, do you have the bag? She's gonna walk over to the bag of holding. She's gonna, can I just take this? Yeah,
course.
okay. She hooks it on, she reaches out, she's like, smoke grenade, and gives you a smoke grenade, just in case, you know. Yeah. And, Kieran, you might need, here's, 200 ball bearings. Yeah. And yeah. 200 ball bearings for you, my friend. And let's see. Okay, so last part of the disguise is, well, for me, my voice is pretty noticeable. So I am going to try to not talk. We're like,
Aurelia,
please?
is there any concept of a vow of silence within the temple? Does that exist?
Not necessarily.
You don't have a tongue.
You can
You're
cut off my
mute.
tongue any day.
Would
until
is there
somebody,
any
until
chance
somebody
they might
says, like, show
ask?
me.
I'll just be mute. It's yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, form of maybe penance. I don't know. We could. Jothrin's trying something new. Catherine's trying something new. If you did bad deeds and you join the temple, you have to do things for penance, like not talk. They might believe it.
Well, again, hopefully that will only be to pass ourselves with the god. The temple might not be as heavily scrutinized then again. Doesn't change the fact that this is quite the undertaking.
Mhm.
You have to prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
I put their items in a closet in the Temple of Light so that we know where they are and few people have access to it. Is there any way, if I show you in my mind where it is, can you convey it to Rowan?
Well, I can convey its locations approximately, but I can't give a real clear mental image to Rowan, and besides, I would need to rest before I can even delve into your mind again and see exactly where it's at. Not that I wouldn't appreciate the information now, but I can't. 4 hours of rest I could attempt, but we are on a time constraint.
So for what it's worth, my cousin he can change into little animals, and so don't be super startled. But we can maybe put them in like a little pocket, very cheeky. And also we can go invisible maybe. As long as I don't get hurt, I should be able to keep it up.
You can make
That's-
us all invisible?
Not everybody. If I concentrate really hard, I can do myself and 2 other people, depending on how much power I put forth. But you can't like attack or really do anything. So it's more of a oh shit kind of moment, poof, we're invisible kind of thing.
So how many times can you make us invisible then? I know we only had the one when we escaped.
So I can do, depending on how mean I get, I can do like 3 people one time, and then
3
I can
people.
do
That's-
I can do 2 people like 3 times.
That could be sufficient enough. In fact, you may not have to worry about anything because you can do it for an hour. I don't foresee us taking that long in its entirety, hopefully, but 2, you and myself coming in. 3, well, we still have the others. It would at least significantly reduce the party size once we're leaving the dungeon. It's going to be our best shot.
Especially if you don't want to prove to them that you are the killers that they think you are.
Right, probably
Stealth is
not
our
a good
best
idea.
option.
Yeah,
Mhm.
gonna have to keep a level head here. Okay.
All right, so we go in, disguise through the Temple of Light. Are we grabbing the items there first, or are we just going straight to...
If Ron has the key, can we get in?
We can't get in, but I can.
We have the
Then-
room in the bag, correct?
We have lots of room in the bag, and you can only get things from the bag if you know what it is. So, I mean, to be safe, should the walls come tumbling down, it would be better to have their things, no?
Yes. If we're not even going to be, if it's literally, from their perspective, outside of magical sense, just going to be you, we might as well go in, grab their equipment as expediently as possible. Unless you're concerned that when we get to the dungeons, they won't be there. How dire is our time situation? Do you know?
Said tonight that they would go to the Red Chamber. I'm not sure what that means, if that's right after, the evening meal, or if it's later. But
And also for
So-
frame of reference, you are about midday, probably 1 or 2 p.m. right now.
Okay.
So
Or closer to 2.
after we grab them, we go back through the temple light and into the sewers.
we'd have to go out through the market first, and hopefully then the riot is happening to cover our trail, and then through that we would get to the sewers.
Coming through the market would be really fun. Yes.
Something you might run into, though. If there's a riot, they won't draw the bridges. They won't let you leave.
Yes, a lockdown would make sense. That said, also, considering what we had to go through last time, I did prepare the means to walk across water if we have to take a similar route. I don't think we'd all be up for a swim.
And then from there, it's getting out. If you could give some kind of signal, we could potentially have the riot move somewhere else. Controlling a crowd, it's not the easiest, but
We can give you a signal. We can give you a really big signal. You will know when you see it.
Or we could keep it subtle. Both you and myself have the means to just communicate directly with you.
True.
But I guess we'll have to see what options present. Although I must admit, despite how I can see the logical benefit of trying to affect their infrastructure. If we do anything to damage or destroy the castle, that could come back on us quite heavily. I don't want to be responsible for any innocent life lost.
that's a good point. There are different kings' families, nobles' families in there. If any of them were to get hurt, then you have other nobles who might not have had anything ill will against you. Suddenly, then they do.
Yeah, our goal is not to hurt anybody.
But luckily we have a means of making smoke without flame, so...
As much as I wholeheartedly approve of wanting to burn down the castle, at least they can make smoke.
Which is interesting coming from a person who, upon first meeting, had an aversion to fire.
Well, you know what they say, Kevron. We just move on, okay?
People change.
We won't change. Alright, Aurelia. You got this.
Once we go, there's no turning back, and we just must press forward, no matter what.
We don't belong here anyway, so that's okay. Are you okay though? You're leaving behind a life that's not easy.
I'm leaving in search of more.
Very good. Okay. Porvis, thank you.
Of course, I said I do what I can. Be safe. And he kind of says it looking at all of you, but then settles on Aurelia.
Thank you, my friend.
Better rest up. Get your abilities back. And then it's go time. I'll go out into the city right now, send some men out, spread the word. We'll get this going. He turns and you see he goes to kind of collect some of the men, rallies them, and gives the spiel about the plan and what it entails and how there's essentially low risk for them. They're just basically being agent provocateurs, essentially, as he gathers them in.
I guess we have a few hours before we have to go. Right?
Well, I know I'm going to spend at least enough to regain my abilities. Brian, do you need to rest now?
I could rest for an hour and then we could go. Then I'd be all topped up. I've armored myself, so I'm prepared.
I mean, if we want to do sooner than out of character. If we want to do sooner than an hour, then
Yeah.
I don't have to recharge. Otherwise, I
Same.
would need 4 hours to recharge.
So if we
You have
we
that
wanna
time.
do
I mean, you're
soon-
right on the edge of that as far as like it being officially evening. And then you're running closer to when they may potentially be escorting them to the Red Chambers. So that's your call. Like, if you're going to do it, you would do it now, and that would be the 4 hours, and you'd be at evening. So you're right on the cusp of whatever.
Okay.
I mean,
Long
that really
be
the only
enough.
thing I'm recharging.
Would an hour long be enough time for Porvis to get his men going?
Hour long probably wouldn't be enough for him to get everybody rallied to make it through the city. Like some of the places in the city, like there can be an hour walk difference between the places in the city. For that word to spread, it may need more than an hour.
And we do want to do this like as dusk is falling during shift change, and we're trying to orchestrate that whole thing. So, yeah. If it's going to take about that time, anyways, for everyone to be in place, Porpoise included, then yeah, I'd take the rest just so I can have my detect thoughts. But that's really the only thing I'm gaining back. So that's why I was saying it's not a huge detriment. If I don't rest, I just miss out on detect thoughts.
Okay. So what are you doing?
We're
Taking the long?
we're taking the rest, and then we will be making sure where we need to be for a shift change. So
Okay. Switching over to Dungeon Babies. What's going on?
I imagine Asher's just like kind of like nervously fidgeting his like hands trying to meditate but not working, and he's just like, fuck.
Yeah, I'm getting antsy too.
Time definitely feels a lot longer when you're in there. No frame of reference for time passage.
We just wait.
That's all we can do. Wait and have faith.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You okay there?
Yeah, what?
Oh, I don't know. You're
I'm sorry,
making
some of my
noises.
internal screams started to leak out.
Ah, yeah. Does screaming help? No. Probably shouldn't do it down here. Then they'll
Yeah,
come
we don't-
faster.
Well, they could think, I don't know, I mean, it could be a diversion, you know, they come like, oh god, they're tearing each other apart, but I'm just, everything's fine, I don't know, maybe we just wait,
Alright. If they come, Asher. Marty. I'll go first.
But
I can probably take a lot more than what you both can. No offense, trying. I can probably withstand it just a little bit longer. Whatever it is.
but you really shouldn't have to.
Hopefully not.
I
We'll just have to wait and see.
want to take your place on that. There's I don't know. I feel like I need to protect what is ours down here.
I think we both got that mindset.
But let's not think it's not going to happen. None of us will be taken.
Let's wait and see.
A few hours pass. Guards, every now and then. Impossible to tell if it's a regular schedule of guards making their passage, inspecting the cell, inspecting you, see if there's anything going on, any kind of attempts to escape or anything like that. And after some time, you hear a familiar sound of the clinking of boots down the stairwell, but where you're used to it having a short tail of just a few steps, this sounds like a larger troop of armored individuals. And you hear the kind of the march set of troops that sit kind of where that chair was. Another set that stands and forms kind of this block formation. 2, 4, 6, 8 men. And then after they stop forming kind of this like tunnel, 2 of them, while facing the wall, turn facing you, take a step aside, and you hear echoing through the chambers the sound of heels. And as they draw closer, you then hear and see the figure of Queen Belbeth. And with a stern face, she eyes each of you. For a while, she says nothing.
Ron will say nothing either. Just look at her.
Asher's just staring her down, making eye contact. Like that uncomfortable eye contact of like,
Marty just kind of sits there for a little while, then like looks at you guys, looks at you, Rowan, looks at you, Asher. Then back to her. Hi. She kind of turns her attention to him. Smiles and nods. Hello. I just wanted to let you know that there is a peaceable way out of this. Lay out your options. All I would need from you is a formal confession that Dominicus had suspicious behavior in regards to the crown.
So you would like us to lie in exchange for our freedom?
I just need the truth. One way or another.
It does not sound like you want the truth. Because we know something that you do not. And a lot of people in this kingdom do not know. Or that a lot of people in this kingdom know.
What might that be?
You never knew Dominicus at all. And Asher's just gonna go back and just...
Yeah, I'm afraid we didn't. We let our guard down, began to trust him. But it turns out that he and your whole party are masters of manipulation. All of your little magic tricks and charming guile. We trusted you. And then you betrayed us.
Is
It
that
makes
the
you
lie
feel-
that you were trying to spin for all of your little servants in your eyes?
It is only the truth that history will remember.
Is that what you believe? That what's done in the dark will stay hidden in the dark?
The truth always finds a way.
You're right. That's why I have reinstated the Red Chambers.
Sounds like someone who's scared and cornered in a wall. Do you know what happens to animals when they get cornered in a wall?
She takes a step forward. They make mistakes.
They do. And it sounds like the Red Chambers is your way of lashing out at the hand trying to help. The mistake that will be your downfall.
Pardon my
And
memory.
he's-
Which of you is Rowan again?
That'd be me.
Your murderous little friend who called out for you as they stuck him like a pig. Over and over and over. He blubbered and
Asher's-
cried.
Gonna look at the guards around her and be like, how much faith do you have in a queen that just murdered her husband?
She kind
What
of
makes you think
tilts
that
her
she's
head
not going to
towards
send you
both
to
of them
these
either side.
Red Chambers as soon as she has any inkling of that you are not faithful any paranoia? Your loved
See,
ones.
this is the funny thing. I've only officially announced the reissuing of the Red Chambers. My father has had a program for a while now. Podrick, would you mind? Would you kill yourself right now? You see one of the guards cuts his own throat immediately.
Asher is going, as soon as he cuts his throat, Asher is going to cast Healing Word on him.
Okay. Immediately gets back in stance. Ooh, well done, well done. Should have left him that way, but
So you were
at least it wasn't a
nothing but
waste.
you were nothing but a monster.
It may seem that way to those with low ambitions, but I'm only doing what is best for this kingdom.
You're only doing what's best for you.
Sometimes what's
If you
best
had
for
what was
me
best
is
for the kingdom,
what is best for this
killing that
kingdom.
man, that's what's best for you.
Sometimes you have to prove strong points. I will leave it out as it is. If
Karma's
I will
a
get
hell
no
of a thing.
confession, I will
You're
get
in the wrong place.
my confession.
You won't find a confession here.
All you will find is justice eventually,
Okay.
when your deeds come out.
And you won't be there to see that.
You will be
Which of
there to
you-
give the last laugh.
Which of you would like to go first? Any volunteers?
I'll go.
Asher's gonna kind of put his arm down and be like out, and kind of look at Rowan.
It's okay.
She goes like this, taps her head. You would like to go because you think you could withstand the longest. She looks at Asher and then Marty. Then back to Asher.
Asher's just glaring back eye contact.
And then back to Marty. That one. Prepare him tonight.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa,
They
whoa.
No.
and they turn and start to walk away.
Asher's gonna look at Rowan as like a, should we tell her? And just glare back at the queen. You are nothing more than a scared, caged rat.
Except that I'm out here and you're in there. She
And
marches away with the
Asher's,
troops.
with that, is going to produce, cast Druidcraft behind her. She'll just make a small, like, popping sound or something. Like, right behind her.
She's gone, so you can't see how she reacts to that necessarily. The sound of the marching steps rolls away after some time.
Asher's gonna look back to Rowan and be like, once the guards are gone, this is a lot worse than I thought.
Let's hope they get here soon.
Why me? I mean, no offense, but do I really look like the weakest of us all? Like, come on!
Marty, you're not going in there. I will fight tooth and nail. We will not make it to that chamber alive.
That's reassuring.
I'm gonna look at both of them I would rather be dead than give her her false truth.
I agree. She's desperate, ain't she?
She's going to make mistakes.
She's made one. She just doesn't know it yet. Probably multiple. Everyone's gonna slide down the wall and just sit again and try to relax. Twiddling his thumbs.
Let's hope that Briar and Karan have something up their sleeves.
Just wait. And we'll wait.
And you wait. Another while longer passes. A couple hours. Another pair of footprints that you hear. Familiar to you now, as the figure reveals himself, the douche guard. How's my little rats doing?
Are you under the Queen's little kill yourself thumb as well?
I don't need to be under that. I'm an obedient little dog.
So what makes
You
you
will
think
be
that you're
too, soon.
safe from this fate? Do you have
Well, shoot,
loved
I know
ones?
what's best for the kingdom, you know. When the Queen and I see eye to eye. And so, yeah, I think it's all going to
Well-
work out for me.
The Queen killed her own husband, someone that she
Well,
claimed that she
don't
loved.
necessarily have any proof. I'm not sure that I believe that whole story. I mean, bunch of thieving, murderous liars like you.
He just doesn't know, does he?
He doesn't.
That's a shame.
Oh, it's a shame.
If the
Got
Queen
another
can kill-
fucking guest like to gawk at you.
Well, I hope that we don't end up in the same fate that we do one day when the Queen gets some slight inkling of mistrust.
Listen,
Or
I know my
paranoia.
place in the kingdom. I'm going to play my role and I'm going to play it well. Right, you want your guests or not?
Please.
Please.
He turns. You hear his boot prints disappear as another set, kind of leather boots come in. What'd you read? What did you read? You just start laughing.
He does.
He does what?
How much does this guy enjoy apples? Like, describe his enjoyment of the
Are you guys in
apples,
private chat
please.
saying this?
No,
Oh, he
we just
loves
want to.
them.
We just want to know. We just want to know how much he enjoys the apples. Like
Just
the whole
really-
apple, or only the.
He just loves the apples, man. It's just really drives the point home. It is a figure that hasn't spoken to you guys, but was kind of familiar with Dom among the council. The darker skinned man, the Lord of Sirach, Lord Zuther. How are you holding up?
Rowan's gonna stand and do like a bow to him. As best as we can be in here.
I just wanted to let you know. You're not alone.
No.
As Lord of Sirak, I am also appointed head scrymaster. They're off right now. He kind of looks around.
I'm gonna look around too.
But be careful of what you speak of. And with whom. I have shrouded some of the information that has been disclosed already, but I did need to provide something.
Okay.
When all of this settles, if by odds, some odd chance you make it out of this, after some time, a long time, you are welcome in Sirak.
I'm gonna look to Asher and Marty. Thank you.
How far does this all go? How deep?
Deep enough to be dangerous. We won't stand for a tyrant, but there is an overabundance of patience with the Queen right now. And while it is not the majority in support, it is the powerful in support.
Asher's just gonna repeat what what's his name said and be like, don't show all of your cards, lay them all on the table at once.
Right. Well, we haven't had a whole lot to say, so
I know.
do you think others will believe us?
Perhaps eventually. Right now, it may be too dangerous to speak out at all.
Keep our heads down.
Priority
Stay
1,
outside.
keep your heads on.
Well, that goes without saying, hopefully. How
Sir.
did she do that thing with the guard?
Yeah.
I am not sure.
They were less like men and more like machines.
Some men are more susceptible to the techniques of the Red Chamber. If what she says is true, and her father has been carrying out with that all this time, there's no telling who we can trust.
It's quite a situation we got ourselves in, huh?
Anybody worth anything in life gets themselves in difficult situations. Some don't always get out, but history will not forget you, regardless of your fate.
We'll hide our cards. And maybe we'll see each other again. One hour at a time. If you don't mind me asking, Sir Zuther, Lord Zuther, have you had any word on when they're supposed to come? Any whispers of when they're coming to get us?
May only be a few hours now. See
The not
Marty
knowing is worse.
What was that? What did you say?
The not knowing is worse.
I thank you for coming down here. Somebody of your status acknowledging this in a
Tis
different light.
Good to see that there is still good and people that don't believe this conspiracy of whatever this is.
I am not good. I am a scumbag lord like the rest of them. Come to coax a confession out of you. He winks and then heads out.
I'm gonna look at Asher just like, did that just happen?
This is a lot going on in one day for a day that we might.
I'm just gonna laugh.
How did we manage to get in this position?
Oh.
It all started. It all been kind of snowballed. I just hope that we got this.
And I thought I was the worst shit stirrer.
The thing is, we don't even try.
Really don't.
They grasp the ship is kind of our thing, but we've just been in the right place at the right time for so long.
Well, I hope they take their sweet time. I love torture. And switching over to the other party. As you guys complete your long rest. Now, at this point, officially in the evening, 6 or 7 p.m.
Let's go.
Absolutely, lead the way.
Mm-hmm. The sooner the better. Basically,
Are you
sums
nervous
up
too,
around
Saphira?
These two at least know about, clandestine operations.
So, if they end up in the Red Room, is there like magical counterpoints or focuses that harness and channel the energy to get to happen what they want? Or do you not
She
know?
would have no idea.
Okay, well, taking a look, I guess.
Shall
Hope
I?
we don't get to that point.
That's why we act now. The hour's
Mhm.
upon us. Should I send a message to Rowan so that they are aware that things are beginning?
Do you really want to waste the magic in case we need it?
That's the question.
Wait till we get closer, eh?
Oh, never mind. That doesn't help. I was gonna say you do have the amulet, but that's to the
Yeah,
other
no, we
amulet.
don't. Yeah.
It's in the bag though. You have the amulet. Oh no, you don't, because it got taken by him. Just kidding. Just kidding. Use them good. Wait. No. Yeah, you don't.
How?
Either
What
way,
if
he
we got?
doesn't.
What if we got their things and then messaged them like, "Hey, we have your stuff. We're on our way. Where are you? Just in case."
Valuable spell slots. They're just waiting,
And
so it's not going to change
they
anything
know.
for them to know or not know. Sorry, I'm just trying to help.
Yeah.
they know we're coming.
Yeah.
Asher did ask for a flower and a cocoon.
He asked for a flower and a cocoon. He can just make flowers. He's a druid.
I think he's looking specifically for components he needs for his spellcraft, if I would venture a guess.
I've got all that. I grabbed all of his sheets before we left. Yeah, I'll have it. Okay, you lead the way. Follow you every single step. Hmm? I trust you.
All right. Let's go. And I lead them through the
Existential.
sewer.
Let's get to it.
Existential. Which way? Are you going to go up front through the temple, or are you going to go up through the secret passage that Brian Corrin exited? What's your plan of action in regards to that?
I think we are going to go the most like normal way a Temple of Light person would go. So
I'm pretty sure
Up.
too we're trying to like escape the kerfluffle that's happening in the streets kind
Yeah,
of.
so it is as you guys make your way out, it is beginning to start an uproar. It's marching its way. There's different little groups that are kind of formulating towards the market itself, out in front of where the lost procession was had. You see some of the guard presence heavier at the wall, overlooking.
So it would make perfect sense for us to go back to the temple if we're Temple of Light people. So
Absolutely.
mhm.
So you guys make your way to the Temple of Light entrance. The paladins there kind of already formed kind of their own kind of security wall. You see they're kind of on edge, nervous about like the crowd hasn't picked up yet as far as like being aggressive. They're more just like chanting. Hail.
we've come to assist Jothrin in examining the magical items. May we pass?
Go ahead. The doors open as he gives the signal. The bridge drawn. They kind of eye you as you pass by. Make your way across the bridge through into the temple. Past several other of the scribes and priests and clerics and paladins. other students of the temple. Through some of the main halls and into the temple's own courtyard just before heading up to the stairs of the upper outer rim, from which Briar and Marty and Coel eavesdropped on Catherine and Asher Asterian's conversation. The way to the King's Heaven. You see a scribe kind of come up to a figure. The tall, thin frame of the orange-haired Jothrin. He kind of smiles at the scribe and then writes something for them. They smile and kind of nod and turn away. And kind of another one comes up and to kind of speak with him, catches his attention. He speaks with them as you guys kind of make your way past. He kind of glances over his shoulder, like just quickly, still keeping that smile as he's talking to the person, and then looks back at them, and then looks back. At this point, noticing Aurelia, you see he kind of makes eye contact with you, and then the two accompanying individuals. Turns his attention away from you with a slight smile, and then the kind of feigned smile that remains as he continues to speak with one of the scribes. As you guys make your way fully up to the outer rim. One of the paladins, kind of familiar to you, Aurelia, familiar in the sense that when you first came here, there was a lot of people that had a lot of aversion to you for your background, some that knew it, but familiar in the sense that he was one who was kind of quick to be graceful. Also had the sense that he probably had a crush on you, which was part of it, which was why he was quick to a paladin by the name of Brother Nathaniel. He's a larger individual, probably about like Rowan's size, but like kind of a baby face, and just like a stupid, contagious like smile that he has, and just kind of a thin blonde hair that he had. Aurelia, good to see you. You see as he kind of like from his guard position, sword or hand on sword hilt, kind of adjusts himself a little bit the side of you.
You heard what's going on?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. There's a lot going on right now. What are you up to?
I've been instructed to take these two novices with me to examine the weapons from the accused for magical influence and tampering.
Wow, that's awesome. Right there on the case. They're sending novices on that, though?
It's like a training sort of thing Jothrin's trying in order to expand the Temple of Light.
Roll deception.
With advantage because he totally has a thing for her.
Just straight Deception.
16.
Karan and Briar roll performance. That'll be your advantage or disadvantage.
I get a
18.
16 as well.
I have 0 adds to that, just flat 18.
18.
Flat 16.
Well, okay. I'm Brother Nathaniel. Nice to meet you. Yeah, good luck with that. That's close to the case. That's pretty cool.
Mind, it's
Just-
not that exciting. It's more like bookkeeping, really.
Yeah, but
thank you,
that's kind of a
Nathaniel.
historical case. Talking about the weapons involved in killing the king. It's morbid, but intriguing.
Hmm. Well, hopefully we learn something from it that helps the queen with her case.
I hope so. I know there's a lot of people that want some answers, so keep up the good work. All right, go ahead.
Have a wonderful day, Nathaniel. I'll see you soon.
It's got a big, cheesy little baby smile. Yes.
Smitten.
You make your way across King's Heaven. You are now in the Queen's Keep.
Does
No
this
more
mean we got the
paladins.
weapons? Does this mean we got the weapons from the reliquary or whatever?
Is that what was that the plan? Or
Yes,
were you doing
that,
it
that was the
Yeah,
plan. Was
yeah, that
we
was what we were
decided we
just
were going to
talking
do that
about.
first.
Sorry,
and then-
nobody said anything. Sorry. Rewind. How are you getting those weapons?
Take the bag of holding and go into Jothrin's office to file some paperwork, and then use my boots to go into the room, get the stuff, put it all in the bag, and then go out.
Okay, that's easy enough. No checks or rolls for that. So, whew.
Crisis
yeah,
averted.
you do that, and then have that interaction with Brother Nathaniel, and now in the Queen's Keep, a lot more of the regular King's Guard, some of the elite King's Guard, some of the spearmen. Heavy presence. A few of the Temple of Light people, not as much as earlier when you had passed by, kind of coming and going. Maybe a paladin or two here and there. A lot of the kind of king's hands, just like maids walking around and about. Wandering through the halls, down the steps, into the courtyard, making your way to the barracks, which houses the dungeons. But in the courtyard, as you walk down the kind of right perimeter of the courtyard, across the way, kind of catches your attention. Two figures, one kind of head rested on the other as they walk arm in arm. by the disposition and demeanor, you can see that the smaller figure seems to be crying. And it is the Queen Belabeth with a shaken and broken Princess Kua. You see as they kind of walk arm in arm, and Queen Belabeth kind of nurtures and reassures. You can see just kind of by her head motions, like the way that she's talking is kind of consoling. Kua kind of looks up at her mother as she speaks to her, and then kind of around, almost like realizing she's out in public, kind of crying, which she's kind of come to terms with. It's like, okay, I have a right to do this. My father is dead, and the brother I thought I had is to blame. As she looks around, she glances over at your group. Roll a performance check, Briar.
Okay. That is a flat 15.
She passes over you guys and then to her mother, and then back over to you guys as you disappear from the courtyard as you enter the barracks. Down into the first level of the dungeon. One of the guards there. State your business.
We've been instructed to prepare the prisoners for last rites before they head to the Red Chamber.
Excellent. Honorable. Roll deception. With advantage, because that was just...
Yeah, that was a little bit too, like, didn't even think about it. Just, yep, this is happening.
This good roll, this good roll. 24.
Yep. Doesn't skip a beat. You make your way down the levels, passing another guard in the second level, passing another guard in the third level, as you make your way into the dungeon chamber. The long hallway that stretches towards the end, the last cell on the left where you know Asher, Rowan, and Marty to be. A guard speaks with them, familiar to you, Aurelia, as the individual who helped load up the items on Hargar's orders, familiar to those still in the cell as the douche guard.
Rowan's just going to be standing there. I do want to take a minute while, if he was conversating with them just before Holson, if you will allow, I want to do Know Your Enemy. If I spend at least 1 minute observing or interacting with another creature outside of combat, I can learn information about its capabilities compared to my own strength score, dex, con, armor class, HP, and total class levels, if any, and if any, fighter class levels. I want to be analyzing the hell out of this guy.
Okay. So let me just
Want to know if you can kill him or not?
picture of. Hold on. Oop. There we go. His stats there for you. I guess you would know all of this, wouldn't you?
Because we've been observing the fuck out of him. Oh,
Let me
he
do
has.
it
We
this way.
would. So I just wanted to get that in.
Asher's been talking shit, and Rowan's just like, I'm gonna size you up.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's exactly what he was
I
doing.
will
this
send it
entire
to
time.
you, and you may know how strong this guy is. Hold on. I don't know if it necessarily gives you challenge rating. You can have it.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. So
That's cool. That's cool.
you'll just see Rowan just standing there, just like he
Sizing him
usually
up.
is with this guy.
When you see he is kind of sitting there, his legs crossed, kind of lounging back on that chair that's at that final kind of like alcove. Wonder if these are for you. We've got more guests. Well, I suppose it's time I begin the escort. Who was it first? It was you, right? And he points over to Marty. Marty's like, it's kind of waves. Yeah. He kind of eyes you guys as you make your way down. Hello. Can I help you?
We are here to perform last rites for these prisoners before they're taken to the Red Chamber. I must ask that you leave. It's a sacred ritual, only for those chosen for death.
That's news to me. What's you a lucky bunch? May the light shine upon you. You got documents?
Pardon me?
Have you got documents?
There is no time for documents. I was sent
I
specifically
mean, they
by
got all the
Joffrin to
time in
do
the
this.
fucking world, honey. They ain't going nowhere, not until I let them out of there.
The king was just murdered, and you are here holding up procedure because of bureaucracy? Should I go to the queen and report this?
Probably,
Asher, hearing
honestly,
this,
yeah.
is going to walk up to the bars and be like, they're just trying to help us pass on because we are going to die soon. And he's going to cast Charm Person as he says that.
Okay.
That is a 16 wisdom save.
While we wait,
Oof.
thank you for the raid.
You rolled a 16. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's a shame. But honestly, a lot of that won't be necessary. Because they're not dying yet. I've been instructed to escort them to the Red Chambers. But you can have a couple minutes with them while I gather the rest of the crew.
Thank you.
That's all we need. Thank you. And I smile at him.
Right. I'll be back. He heads off. He is now left.
Please present your hands.
I was
And
gonna put his
I-
arms through.
I hand the bag of holding through the bars. And if it's all right with you, DM, I'd like to attempt to pick the locks.
Go ahead, sleight of hand.
While she's doing that, Asher's
Mr.
gonna
Cool.
be like trying to get his stuff and his spell components that he needs.
Yeah, Rowan's gonna pull out everything everybody had, Marty's loot, Marty's clothes. I'm gonna throw on my armor and put on my swords. And just get suited up again while she's picking the lock.
24 to pick the lock.
DC was 25. I decided that a long time ago. I'm sorry.
Actually, I'm gonna cast guidance on. I just realized I can do this because it doesn't require components. I'll cast guidance so she can add an extra D4 to.
Yeah, so that's an automatic success. You do succeed with that. So when I explained that it was a very unique lock, I was like DC 25. I don't know what that requires of you, but
As I sling on the bag of holding, I'm gonna look at the two that are with her.
rolling the intelligence check, rolling.
Actually,
I gotta say it
gonna
like that.
join in on this because
I did have to say,
I got a 19.
I got a 15 flat.
15 flat.
Investigation, you said?
It's a low enough DC with being as familiar as you are with them. You know
Well,
it's them in disguise.
With my level up, I was able to give proficiency to one thing as I was going through my character sheet, so I gave proficiency to investigation. So Rowan isn't all that. So that would have been a 21.
Excellent.
That would have been 21.
Excellent.
And I'm just so he knows, and he's not going to say anything out loud, but just smile so big at both of them.
See, Marty, make your own fate.
Give Asher the stuff, the cocoon and the flower.
Oh yeah, it's part of his components.
Okay.
Yeah, I got. So he's gonna, once he dons his gear, he's gonna look over at the party, and he's gonna be like, "Are we ready to get out?"
We gotta go now.
As the door opens, you guys make your way out.
Asher
Just a second, we had some things to do.
cast polymorph on Rowan, turning him into a hedgehog, and then wild shape into another hedgehog, and then walk up to the party and be like, and just kind of look up at him.
Okay, and I can make 3 invisible. So I'm kind of thinking we go out
So
with as many
before
as
you
we
do
can.
all of this, you are hearing the footsteps coming back down the stairs.
Oh,
I will let you recant some of that because I didn't get to say that they are
Yeah,
coming back
and I won't
down.
do
If you would
polymorph.
like to recant some of that.
just yet. Shut
Cast
the door.
invisibility on us. Cast
Okay.
invisibility on us, and
I will preface that the door is
3
Open.
invisibility now. Done. And on what's his butt, and what's his butt.
Fall to the ground like I've just been hit.
We all fall.
Yep, we all fall down.
as they come down to the bottom of the steps. Roll performance check. Did you roll? Yeah, that's all of you, each of you. 18?
17.
17.
21.
And they are all invisible, and the door is unlocked.
Help, guards. Help.
Roll deception as well.
That's a 21 as well.
You see as the douche guard starts to storm towards the end of the hall over by the jail cell. The other two guards, crossbows ready, stand at the edge of the hall near the steps. What happened?
Something planned. They must have had something planned. I don't know. I went to give them their last rites, and they attacked. And
How is the
somehow
door
lock-
open?
Magics. I don't understand it. They left. They said something about heading toward the queen to finish the job.
Oh, God. Okay, roll deception.
I'm shaking. Okay. 22.
Seal off the steps right now. They've done it before. They probably were invisible. You see as they kind of get close together, staying at the steps, each of them, and you see they're kind of just like pointing their crossbows, unsure of where you might have gone.
I must go tell Jothrand. I must go tell him to protect the... They're probably going for the weapons in his office.
Well, actually, they're already gone, so I mean, that's... No, you stay right here. It's not safe. We don't know where they could have gone. Roll me some stealth checks. Invisible ways. So those three are invisible. Okay.
Marty?
Marty is
That's-
invisible as well? Yes.
8.
Oh, I gotta roll for disadvantage.
It's with advantage when you're invisible.
I rolled 2 7s.
Oh no.
Oh, then it's a straight roll. Then it's a straight roll for me, so then it's a 22 for
So-
Rowan.
Let me roll Marty. Let me pull him up. I got him right here. He's not bad on stealth. Okay, so he rolled a 20, dirty 20. With you guys kind of like getting over to the kind of the perimeter of the wall, there's this slight with Asher like of the kind of the dirt within the dungeon floor. You see he kind of draws his sword. They're still fucking here.
Oh yeah, I can't cast magic while holding this.
I can't cast Pass Without a Trace either.
Can I sleight of hand? Or
You can do
whatever.
some magics under concentration. You can't do another concentration magic. though.
Okay, but if the spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell. Okay, so I
The
can
invisible
still do
person,
things.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to I'm gonna give this guy a headache.
I wouldn't.
No,
know.
smoke grenade. I'm gonna smoke grenade. I'm pop a
Oh
smoke.
no.
What?
Are you 100%
We need
sure?
something, guys.
You're already invisible, so you have that.
I'm going to do something.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to telepathically communicate into his head. And I'm going to say, "You're a fool if you think we're still there. We are long and well underway to ending your queen like we did your king."
God. There's a confession there. Roll deception, and it'll be against his wisdom.
Oh.
It's an 18.
Oof. He rolled an 18 as well, so how does that resolve?
Jesus Christ. That's your call, I guess.
Okay, so that DC.
Would he have disadvantage
say
because
he's being
never
spoken
seen this
into his
kind of
head.
magic?
No,
I would say like the
it's
same thing with
probably
like
just
initiative.
like he's a dickhole,
Like with
but
initiative?
he's not dumb.
Like with initiative, whoever has
think-
the higher modifier.
In this case, it would just be that he's questioning it, so he's not 100%. He's very. I mean, it's right on there, so it's like he's unsure. He doesn't fully believe it. Doesn't fully. He trusts his senses as far as like what he just heard in the room. You see, he kind of. Right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to replace one of you. You go up and get more men. Some of them might still be here, but some of them might have already gone. You see as he kind of backs away down the hall towards the steps, about to replace one of the guards as they go to get help, kind of blocking off that stairwell. And that's where we're going to take a break.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
This
God.
is pulling teeth.
Plan was going so smoothly, and then this dickhole.
Okay. All right, guys. It's time to take a break. We'll be right back. Let me just
He's
say,
really fortunate we're going for a pacifist approach to this.
you're trying. Thanks for following Vibing on Life. Welcome. And Gilded Troll, the Gilded Troll, thank you for the raid. I hope you guys, some of you guys that stuck around, I hope you guys had a lovely stream. Stick around for our little after show. It's pretty entertaining in itself. And then we'll be back with whatever happens next. DJ Hollerback, thank you for following. And Magnus the Muscle Wizard, thank you for following as
I
well.
should have passed without a trace before we went invisible. Oh well.
Hindsight's 2020. Okay. We'll be back.